Today we're continuing our coverage of Reign of Jafar, and there's only one way to phrase it.
Long live the king.
What's going on, fellow Illuminators in Titan Nation? Well, back in, I'm lorcana Thanos, the Mad Titan of the Illuminary. In today's video, we are covering not one, but two different takes on a Mufasa deck. Today's video is a more competitive focused video. But a little bit of house cleaning. Last time I talked about the illusion archetype, and so I made two lists for that, a social casual play list and a competitive list. You can find that up here and in the description down below. But let's go ahead and jump on into the first one. The first list we're looking at is a Ruby Amber version, Rubyfasa. Let's go ahead and take a look at that list. And as you can see from the list, it is a 60 card list with 10 non-inkables. We have 4 card soldiers and 4 Mulan injured soldier in the 1 slots. We have the 4 Mother Gothel, Withered and Wicked, running 2 copies of the brand new Tinkerbell Insistent Fairy. If you're unfamiliar with this card, she is a 2-cost inkable, 1/1 with evasive and 1 lore, that whenever you play a character with 5 strength or more, you may exert them to gain 2 lore. So just have 2 copies in here as a way to sneak out some lore and protect her while having evasive. Obviously, she can get removed from things like Big Sisu, Brawl, those type of effects, or get bounced, of course, through the cards in Emerald. But I have 1 games off her, and I will be doing my ranking every legendary in the Reign of Jafar sometime next week, so be on the lookout for that. Continuing on with the list, we of course have our 4 copies of Gaston, Despicable Dealer. This is the linchpin of the deck outside of the title character being Mufasa. Gaston is absolutely needed for reducing the cost of the next character you play, and then we play our characters out. Have 3 copies of Pongo, Determined Father, and 3 copies of Sisu, Emboldened Warrior. I'm also running 3 copies of the brand new Goofy Groundbreaking Chef. Spoiler for that legendary video, this is one of my favorite legendaries in the set so far. If you're unfamiliar with Goofy, he's a 4-cost inkable 3/4 that has 2 lore that at the end of your turn, you may remove up to 1 damage from each of your other characters, and then you ready each character that you remove damage from this way. And then we obviously have 4 copies of Rapunzel, Gifted with Healing, running 2 copies of Moana, Island Explorer. She's inkable and has evasive, so she's the way that I get rid of evasive characters outside of Lady Tremaine, which we'll talk about here in a minute. 3 copies of Raya, Kumanjan Rider, and 4 Mufasa, Betrayed Leader. 2 Maui, Hero to All, 3 Lady Tremaine. Then I'm running 2 copies of Mulan Elite Archer to shift onto the 1-cost Mulan. And then, of course, it's a way to deal damage to my opponent's characters. So, 4 copies of Stitch Carefree Surfer. A new addition for this set is Lyle Tiberius Rourke, Crystallized Mercenary. If you don't know what he does, he says, once during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, deal 2 damage to each character in play. That does include your own, but you have Goofy to utilize at the end of your turn, as well as Gifted with Healing if you need to play her to heal. Of course, 3 copies of Sisu Empowered Sibling for board clearing, and 3 copies of Maleficent Monstrous Dragon. Hey there, so real quick, if you're enjoying the content, if you could do me a massive favor, be sure to like, subscribe, and click that bell so you get notified of when I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday. And let me know down below what you think of the video. Alright, back to the video. So there you have it. That is the Amber Ruby Rubyfasa list. Now, let's move on over to the Amber Steelfasa list. And for our Steelfasa list, it is 60 characters and 14 non-inkables. That is, of course, due to the nature of some of the glimmers in Steel. Starting off, we have 4 copies of Daisy Duck Donald State, obviously early aggression. Pretty much almost have to run it. 2 copies of Lilo Escape Artist, 2 Penny Bolts Person, 2 copies of Doc Bold Knight as a way to draw. 4 copies of Mr. Smee, Bumbling Mate, 4 Gaston, Despicable Dealer, 3 copies of Lawrence, Jealous Manservant, 4 Pete, Games Referee, 3 copies of our boy Goof, Groundbreaking Chef, 4 Rapunzel, Gifted with Healing, 4 Pluto Guard Dog, 2 copies of the brand new Stitch Alien Troublemaker, If you don't know what he does, he's a inkable 4 cost. That's a 3/4 for 1 that during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may draw a card and gain 1 lore. Again, another way for us to gain lore and a mini draw engine for us. 4 copies of the King of Mufasa, Betrayed Leader. 2 copies of Bagheera, Guardian Jaguar. 4 copies of the brand new legendary Namaari, Single-Minded Rival. This card has done so much work in testing. If you're unfamiliar with Namaari, she's a inkable 5 cost. That's a 0/5 and has 2 lore. And she has 2 effects. Her first effect is when you play this character, and at the start of your turn, you may draw a card, then choose and discard a card. Additionally, this character gets +1 strength for each card in your discard. Well, between her effect and the dock, which yes, there's only 2 of, you're going to be discarding and drawing quite a bit, and you're going to be filling up your discard. Of course, you're going to draw a good bit with Stitch and Rapunzel as well. You've got the Lilo Escape Artist that you can ditch. It really doesn't matter what you send to your discard. We have 2 copies of Rhino, Motivational Speaker. Rhino is such a good card. Gives your other characters an additional 2 willpower. Of course, we have 4 copies of Tinkerbell Giant Fairy and 4 Stitch Carefree Surfer. And to top it off, 2 copies of Chernabog Evil Doer. Of course, you're going to very quickly get him out once Namaari is in play. Between Namaari and Doc, you fill your discard pretty quickly, and then you can just shuffle your discard back in and rinse and repeat and just keep cycling through your deck. And there you have it. That is both Mufasa lists that I have right now for Reign of Jafar. Again, these are working lists, so I'm open to suggestions and to keep evolving them as the format grows and develops once the set is officially released just next week. Super excited for Reign of Jafar. As always, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and remember, the hardest choices require the strongest wills. Later. That's going to do it for today's video. Be sure to give me one of these. It's super impactful and helping this video find other Illuminaires such as yourself. If you like the lorcana content here on the channel and you want to see more, tighten smash that subscribe button and click that bell so you get notified of when I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Also, be sure to let me know down below what you thought of this video, and you can follow me on the artist formerly known as Twitter on X at lorcana, and I'm on Blue Sky as well at lorcana. Thanks for watching, and I think you might enjoy these. And remember, the hardest choices require the strongest wills.